Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave coming at you live from Germany for your review battle this week between Raw and SmackDown. Last week I felt that it was a pretty close fight, mainly because it was like a retarded slap fight, a very inept SmackDown versus a very mediocre Raw. This week we have no such disillusions. There's really not a lot of debate. It is fairly cut and dry. One show was exceptional while the other was donkey balls bad. Let's start with the donkey balls bad, but that is not before I go ahead and make sure that you guys know that we are partnered with WrestleCrate.co.uk, man. I've gotten so much great stuff from this place. And that was even before that they started sponsoring me. It was even before that. I mean, I've loved these guys even before that stuff, but now that they sponsor me, oh, they get promo, Dave. That's right. So make sure that if you want the best wrestling goodies of all of the monthly subscription box world, you get your buttocks, your patootie, your puppus over to WrestleCrate.co.uk. Sign up. They got a whole bunch of very, very wallet-friendly packages that you can choose from. And when you do, use promo code DEADONDAVE to get 10% off your first box. Boom. There it is. Easy peasy. Let's get in to the actual show now. We're going to start with Raw. We're going to start with Raw, man. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start with Raw. Sai Sama says, I haven't watched in years. I just love talk shows. And Dave's kind of cute. Aw. Thank you. Loving you is easy because you're not here. You're just an image. You're a digital apparition. So loving anybody is very easy because I don't know all your faults yet. Anyway, so Monday Night Raw this week. Yes. Bad. Really bad. Oldberg came out with his still non-bearded, dyed bearded beard face, white gold, fucking terrible Father Christmas, Mother Time, son of a bitch, kill me beard. Just come on, just dye it, please. Just dye it. I'll dye it, but you just dye it. My God. He rambled. It wasn't a bad promo. Certainly not the worst one he's given since coming back. But I just want to start here. Why do they continue just to give him a microphone and say, here, talk for 5 to 7 minutes? That's never been Goldberg's strength. Nobody's ever wanted to hear Goldberg talk. That's never been something that was in demand. That's not something that people was like, oh man, I can't wait till we hear Goldberg talk about molecular physics. No, that's never happened. Kevin Owens did come out eventually and things got a little bit better. But even then, it doesn't work. The dynamic, it doesn't work. It's because everybody knows what's coming. And predictability, as always, is not necessarily a bad thing when it's done well. But with Goldberg in the mix, we know what this match is going to be because he told us what it was. Spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. It's not going to be much more than that. The only question is Jericho going to physically get involved to cost Mr. Owens the title? I mean, other than that, it was that opening segment, then filler. Enzo and Cass are getting unbelievably annoying. Holy shit. The New Day doing their stupid shtick where they went ahead and made fun of the Oscars. I don't know why every pop culture reference that happens, they have to do something. Look, do some type of reference, but we don't need Gold Dust and R-Truth walking around a ring trying to catch Pokemon, and we certainly don't need a long, drawn-out mix-up of whose match was next. I mean, that was annoying. Very, very annoying. It continued on. It continued on throughout the night until Samoa Joe comes on screen. Every time Samoa Joe comes on screen, the product gets better. He's doing fantastic things either on his own or with people. He had a couple segments on this Raw, and it just got better each and every single time. When he was the primary focus in an interview, he did a great job. And then when he was the sidekick to by far the best segment on Raw this week, the Triple H segment, he was even better. So Triple H comes out and kind of saves a terrible interview. What, babe? What are you laughing? Because I flubbed a word?
It sounds like Triple H.
You
Triple H.
know, you're supposed to be backing me up here, man. If I make a mistake, you're not supposed to lose your shit laughing and call out the mistake and make fun of me. See, it's my flubbing of words is why she won't have sex with me, ever. Here, this funny. Here's her gallstones. Let's laugh at her gallstones. They're gross. I don't know why I showed them. They're my favorite thing. I don't know. I know it doesn't bug you. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. Oh well, I don't know why I do a lot of things. Anyway. Thunder139, Dave, what's the intro music? It's Morning Light by Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah. Something that I've probably said 50 million times. Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah is the official musician of Dead on Day Productions, and that is Morning Light. Okay, back to the review. So, Seth Rollins, his promo interview with Corey Graves was really bad. It wasn't bad. It was meant to be kind of passive. They're still trying to give you guys an idea that maybe he's not going to be able to show up at WrestleMania. Look, they don't have him there live if he's not showing up at WrestleMania. So obviously he's showing up at WrestleMania. Then Triple H comes out and cuts just a fantastic promo. I mean, really, just something special. Every time that Triple H talks in the last couple of years, it's been something kind of special, and no more so than this one. I thought this was one of his better promos that he's done in a long, long time. And that's saying something because I think he's always good. He reminds you of why he's one of the greatest to ever do this. And I know some people don't agree with them. People like, oh, he just slept his way to the top. Whatever. No, he didn't. That dude is amazingly talented and gifted, both as a wrestling mind, a ring general, an athlete. He's fucking phenomenal and a talker. He's the all-around package. I love Triple H. And he killed it. Seth Rollins' angle really does have undertones of Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and that is a very high compliment because I feel it's one of the greatest rivalries in the history of wrestling, and it is personally my favorite match of all time, 2002, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and that's where I feel this angle is drawing inspiration from with the kind of out-of-nowhere injury to Seth Rollins. They weren't expecting it, but they're doing the best they can. And I think that eventually this is going to turn into an unsanctioned match, something they don't do all the time. But when you throw around the unsanctioned stuff, sometimes that really does kind of hit. Like, you can have this fight, but we're not ensuring it. If something goes wrong, it's on you. It's a beautiful way to do it. So I think that that's what's going to end up happening, and it should be a great fight at WrestleMania. Certainly better than last year's Triple H fight, which of course was with Roman Reigns. But this should be very good. But it was by far the best thing that we saw on Raw. Nothing was even close. The Braun Strowman stuff was The Mick Foley stuff was too little too late, I feel. Obviously, he's getting fired. I also think that with the news that Kurt Angle has been officially booked for the night after Monday Night Raw, or the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw, I think there's a very good chance that Kurt Angle could become the new GM of Raw. It makes a lot of sense. Oh, and there's somebody calling. Hurry up, get that. I don't want it to get, hold on. Okay, sorry. I did not want to get copyright hit, so I muted my microphone. Was that some cunt trying to... Oh, I hate people sometimes. So, yeah, I'm expecting Kurt Angle to probably take Mick Foley's spot. If not him, somebody will. So this whole thing with Mick getting upset at the disrespect now, it's just too little too late. It's not saying that it was necessarily bad, but still, too little too late. That's really it. I mean, there really wasn't much more that happened on Raw that's worth talking about. Let's go through the notes real quick and just see. A New Day, Jinder. Oh, yeah, Jinder Mahal might be breaking up. Okay, Cesaro and Samoa Joe. Something that was, I really loved the promo that they did together. And the match, for what it was really good. It just wasn't long enough. It was so short, and you just it didn't have any importance to it. And that was a little unfortunate. These are two guys that if you've been watching independent wrestling and just wrestling in general for a long time, you know they have quite a history. It should have felt a little bigger, and it kind of fell flat. I don't know why they decided to work an injury match where Cesaro, who, by the way, had one of the greatest fake out injury spots I think I've ever seen, where he slipped off the ropes like that and hurt his knee. That was brilliant. I bought it. I thought Cesaro really hurt his knee. It was one of the best spots like that I think I've ever seen. That was really, really special. But it wasn't the match that I think was really fitting for a Raw towards the end of the show. If that's the type of match you want to work earlier in the show, I totally get it. So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I like to see more matches between them. But even that you don't remember it. Just like Tozawa and Noam Dar, another match that should have been remembered. It's really only remembered because of how good Tozawa can be at times, especially with that finish. My God, I love his finisher. That suplex is just ferocious. I absolutely love it. The women were an afterthought this week. I don't give a shit about anything that's going on with them. Sometimes less is more. Cramming all of these personalities, all these women into one match at WrestleMania may not turn out the way that WWE was hoping. I'm sure the match is going to be fine, but the build is getting very draggy. Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Nia. It's just, I don't know. It's not hitting for me. It's just not. And I do have a little bit of an issue with it. But the ring work you can't mess with. The match was perfectly fine. It's just you kind of get taken out of it at times. So it was just afterthought after afterthought all night. Gallows and Cass, nobody gives a shit. The Sheamus Titus O'Neil thing was kind of interesting, but the most interesting thing about it was it kind of seems like with Cesaro and Sheamus, they kind of started maybe separating them. They didn't come out together this week. They both had individual little packages with somebody else. Maybe they are breaking them up, and they're doing it in kind of like a fizzle type way instead of having them battle again, which is probably a good thing since we've seen so much of them fighting. Now they have mutual respect for each other. I like that. But the most interesting thing about the Sheamus situation is who busted him in the eye. I want to know who punched Sheamus in the eye because he had a black eye, a clear one, and I really, really, really want to know who hit him in the face. Other than that, it was all filler. Nothing. Shining Stars and Big Slow, nothing for me. Neville, TJ Perkins, Gallagher, Tony Nese, it was all right. Nothing memorable. I mean, that was basically the entire theme of the night. And once again, nothing outwardly bad. It was nothing that was awful on Raw. Like, oh, God, I just want to kill myself because it's so bad. No, the execution wasn't awful. It was just boring. There was just not a whole hell of a lot there. That's all. So, it is what it is. Let's go to SmackDown. Because SmackDown is far more interesting, far more fascinating, and a whole hell of a lot more to talk about this week. Let's start it off right. We'll go right through the beginning of the show right to the end because almost all of it was good. Let's start with the opening segment. They did not screw around. You saw the situation where they kind of made fun of the obvious ending to last week where AJ obviously hit first. They kind of made fun of that. I like that. AJ with a little bit of needling of Luke Harper. It was kind of cool. I wish it would have resulted in something. We'll talk about that in a moment. But The Miz calling out John Cena. Okay. There's a lot of people praising this promo, and I do think that there is some due praise here. I do. But it was draggy. They talked for 20 minutes, and Miz spoke for like 12 of them. I loved how it started. Shut his mic off. I loved that. I really did. And I liked the things that he was saying to John Cena. I thought it was very effective, but it just went on too long. And the other problem with it was not only was it draggy, it's essentially the exact same promo that every opponent of John Cena has cut on him since John Cena fought The Rock. It's the exact same thing. And that's a little bit hard to deal with, especially when it's coming from The Miz, who is one of the most inconsistent performers that WWE's ever had. I have a lot of respect for The Miz. He's really stepped his game up since from where he started to where he is now. He is a consummate professional. He is a corporate guy to the T. He really is a very good in-ring performer, and he can talk very well. The problem is sometimes when he gets lost in his own shtick, it becomes repetitive. It really does. It takes you out of it and you're not enjoying it as much. I felt that was a little bit of the problem here. I would have liked to have seen about 4 minutes cut off and maybe not do the exact same complaining that everyone else does about Cena. Cena finally is able to talk, and his response is perfect. John Cena is not getting enough credit for the mic work that he's doing, but again, he even has to state it's the same thing yet again. I got to say so he's finding new ways to make people look like assholes for saying the exact same thing, and he absolutely tears the Miz to shreds, rips him to pieces, and it was brilliant. I loved it. And if they would have left it there when Cena was like, you call me, you're not the Undertaker, and you call me out again, you're a dead man. If they would have left it there, it would have been cool, and they could have just like left it to last week. But I think they did the right thing by taking it a step farther and introducing Maurice into the story last night. I thought that was really smart. Maurice putting his hands on Cena like that, and Cena, I like that Nikki didn't just run out. I kind of enjoyed the fact that John introduced by saying, you just made the biggest mistake of your life. I loved that. I thought it was really good. I thought it was endearing. I like that Nikki came out, and I don't know why Miz is running from a girl, but it kind of makes sense. I don't know why. I mean, there's the wrath of a woman scorn type deal. I kind of dug that. That was kind of neat. And I'm not the biggest Nikki guy in the world, but she looked great as always with those tiny little shorts of hers. Fantastic. And I love when she says, you put your hands on my man again, I'm going to break you, bitch. I love that. I thought that was some of the best response that we've seen out of Nikki Bella, like ever. Great acting, Nikki, finally. Really, really solid way to set up their angle going into WrestleMania. They later go back to it, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. The 2 out of 3 falls match between Becky and Mickey. The match was fairly solid, kind of straightforward, one victory, and then kind of a screw job type finish for the third fall. Alexa Bliss getting involved, kind of leading to Mickey losing, is that they kind of painted themselves into a corner now because they have everybody in play. Becky Lynch just beats Mickie James fairly decisively with a 2 out of 3 falls win, so she's got to be considered number 1 contender. Mickie James made physical contact with the champion tonight. I mean, albeit an accident, but still, that happened. So she's got to be in the running for some type of confrontation with the champ. Naomi might still make it back for WrestleMania, and she had to forfeit her title, so she still has an opportunity to be the opponent for WrestleMania. And then Natalya, who beat Nikki last week, is also trying to make claims on the SmackDown title. So this is why SmackDown, when they get it right, they really do nail it out of the park, because we went from 2 weeks ago from a completely aimless and pointless division to now 4 people being involved as possibly a number 1 contender or an opponent for WrestleMania. There's intrigue. Things have got to get sorted out quickly, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they do it. This tonight on SmackDown has shown how to go about different ways to getting to a really good destination. Sometimes taking a little bit of a journey and making you guys think something else is happening when it's not, to go back to the kind of predictability angle, isn't the worst thing. And we saw that over and over tonight. And it wasn't just here. It was somewhere else as well. And we'll talk about that in a moment. They don't slow down. They go right into the number 1 contenders match between Luke Harper and AJ Styles, which I really enjoyed. I'm enjoying this entire thing by Luke Harper. I have to admit, the finish was a little bit surprising to me. Not that AJ won. I mean, that I thought Luke was going to win, but AJ winning was always a good plan B, or at least in my head it was. But I felt that if you were going to involve Shane McMahon, especially in the way that you do, the contact, the altercation between he and AJ has to be irrefutable. It has to be really decisive. They didn't do that. In fact, it's Luke Harper who makes physical contact with Shane McMahon. And by doing that, now maybe it's going to be Luke and Shane at WrestleMania, because now Luke, by losing his match to AJ Styles, is effectively out of the title hunt, out of the picture. And it was just last week where I really thought there was a possibility that they could be going for a swerve spot at WrestleMania with Luke Harper, maybe becoming champion, maybe doing something that was very unexpected. Maybe the entire situation was about Luke, but unfortunately, alas, once again, it looks like Luke might become an afterthought, unless he is going to be the one who takes on Shane McMahon. The only problem is now we're going back to heel, and he just became a face, and it's working. People like Luke Harper. They like this guy. He's unbelievably talented. He can speak, which we found out tonight. Didn't realize it, but he can. He's just a very uber talented guy. But there's nobody in the world right now who is as talented as AJ Styles inside the confines of a ring. I do wish he'd be a little bit better on the mic, but whatever. I can deal with it. He's so good at what he does. He had a great match tonight. Once again, I love the false finish with the pinfall, with the leg on the rope, and then Shane having to come out. The sidestep by AJ was really smooth. Luke just blasting Shane, and then AJ taking a few seconds to not only set up the Styles Clash, but then, not hit it, but then hit his 450, even though he didn't hit it perfectly. Awesome finish. Really, really great finish. And so at this point in the show, we all think we have a good idea of what's happening with the title picture. Now it's going to be AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt. And obviously, Randy Orton's going to be involved, and he's going to find his way back into the triple threat. And they're going to have a triple threat match because he's going to protect Bray. Maybe he'll turn on Bray that night. Or maybe Shane is going to screw AJ out of his title match that he just won. Who knows? Maybe that was going to happen. None of that took place as of yet because they took a left at Albuquerque, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Because unfortunately, we do have to bring up James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth is so bad. He's awful. Every time he's on the screen, I want to punch a baby. Not a baby that I know, just a random baby. I want to go find a woman who is pushing a carriage down the street, and I want to punch her baby. Every time I see James Ellsworth, that's the type of reaction that he gives me. Awful. Cannot deliver a line. And you could see the frustration on John Cena's face when James Ellsworth could not get anything out of his mouth properly. You could see John frustrated. That was funny to me. I really enjoyed that. And now they're going to have a tag team match next week. John and Nikki versus Ellsworth and Carmella, which is obviously just a setup for The Miz and Maurice to get involved and take this feud one step farther. But I like it. Even with a weak little moment, Dean Ambrose comes right back into a great moment. He hits Dirty Deeds on his supposed to be opponent, Kurt Hawkins, and just cuts a great promo on Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin doesn't wait. He comes back very strong with a good promo of his own. They take shots back and forth. This feud, this rivalry for the Intercontinental Championship is going to be fun. It's going to be a great physical confrontation, and it should be a sleeper match at WrestleMania. I hope they don't put it on the pre-show, even though I feel like they might. I hope they don't, because that match could turn some heads. It's going to be fun. I'm really enjoying that. That leads us to a match that I thought was going to be a complete throwaway, which turned out to be one of the coolest finishes that we've seen in a chairs match maybe ever. Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews. For a chairs match, for a gimmick match, they killed it. They absolutely crushed it. And Apollo, this is his best performance in WWE, period. Since he has come on to the main roster, this might even be his best performance even from his NXT days. Great performance tonight out of Apollo Crews. Dolph Ziggler with his insanely ridiculous flowing hair. I loved it, man. And I haven't cared about either one of them in so long. So caring about them again is really cool, especially in the feud that's been going on for a while now. They found a way to add some new juice to it. I'm sorry, the drop toe hold right into the throat, loved it. It reminded me of Scotty Riggs. I know Scotty Riggs took it to the eye and he went blind and stuff. That was a storyline, but I absolutely loved this. And then the crotching on the chair, very, very cool. Never see it done. Right into the pin, and Ziggler wins. I thought it was neat. I thought it was a really good way to finish it. So we knew that they were going to end the show. After all of that really great in-ring action that we saw tonight, we knew they were going to end the show with an invocation by Bray Wyatt. And an invocation that AJ Styles said he was going to crash. Well, AJ Styles never had the chance because Bray Wyatt, in the middle of his promo, gets cut off by a very serious pre-recorded package by Randy Orton standing in apparently the final resting place of Abigail. Last week when Bray said that Randy was going to get the keys to the kingdom, a lot of people didn't know what that meant. I had a feeling it was going to be something like this, but I wasn't sure what. So to see Randy show up there at the shack, you knew some shit was about to go down. And it certainly was. I didn't really like his explanation all that much. Like, yeah, a couple weeks back, I said, if you can't beat him, join him. But I like my other phrase better. Once you join him, when the time is right, screw him. I would have liked him to go in depth a little bit more and explain how he completely decimated the Wyatt family from inside, that he was the perfect sleeper agent. He was the snake in the grass. The Viper did what the Viper does. He drove Luke Harper out of the Wyatt family in a very subtle way, and then he found his way to pledge ultimate loyalty to Bray only so he can find where the final resting place of Abigail was and burn it to the ground. The dramatic music was a little over the top. My wife absolutely loved it. She said that you had goosebumps, that it actually gave you chills. And I'm sitting there like, okay, it's a little over the top, but I kind of enjoyed it. I felt it went on a little too long, like most things do. The pouring of the gas everywhere was a little bit too much, but still, I really thought it was saying, okay, we get where people are going with the televised television segments and Lucha and TNA, and maybe people do want to see some of that, but we're going to do it our way and scale it back a little bit and try to connect, and I feel like they accomplished it. I really did. There's a lot of confusion now because Randy did say in the midst of his promo that he's coming after Bray Wyatt's title at WrestleMania, but he gave up the spot. So how does this work? Is AJ going to stay in the match? Is Shane going to take him out of the match? What's going to happen? What would you rather see? I don't know what I'd rather see, because now with Randy burning down the remains of Sister Abigail and the compound of Bray Wyatt, I kind of want to see him one-on-one. I like how broken Bray Wyatt was by the entire situation. He was broken. You could see broken. Just gonna. I'm just going to throw that there and leave it, let it ruminate for a moment. But where does this leave AJ? Is AJ just going to get taken out completely by Shane? I have no idea. But I loved it. I really did. I thought SmackDown, top to bottom, was maybe their best show that they've put on since the brand split. And I know there's been some good shows, but I didn't have a problem with any of the ring work tonight. I had no problems with any of the angles, camera angles. It looks like they've completely done away with a lot of the low angle shit that makes you crazy. I fucking loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. No, Shane is not going to be in the title match. No. I am Chris Cressa. Shane is not going to be in the title match. No, Shane will not be in the title match. It's just going to be interesting to see if he's going to take AJ out for some reason and then fight him at WrestleMania, or if AJ, who absolutely 100% should be in that title match, gets left in there. I love it, man. I loved it. C-Man, Dave, stop. The pun sucked the first time. And hey, everyone. C-Man, you know what? I got a bone to pick with you anyway. So why don't you get into my Discord, young man? Because I'm not a happy guy with you in the first place. And now you want to come and shit on me. So why don't you get into the Discord? Going to waiting the call right now, C-Man. I want to bring you in because I got something to say to you, buddy. I got some words. We got to have some words, man. You and me. We got to have some words. I need you to get your ass in my Discord right now, please, if you would be so kind. I'm going to stop the show until he shows up. Show's not fucking happening anymore until this disrespectful shit gets into my Discord. C-Man, get your ass in there. Come on. I ain't got all time. Tick-tock, bitch. Tick-tock. My time is important. Come on, C-Man, let's go.
I think he said 1 second.
I don't give it 1 second. Do I get 1 seconded? I don't get 1 seconded. I'm dead on fucking Dave. I'm dead on fucking Dave. Come on, C-Man, get in my Discord. The whole show is waiting on you. Everybody in the chat, everybody that is watching live right now, the people who are watching recorded, they're like, where's the rest of my show? It's being held up by C-Man. Come on. Come on, you whelp. You young man. Where the hell is this guy? There he is. All right. Let's bring him in. So, how you doing there, C-Man?
I'm all right, man. I'm a little tired. What's up?
You're a little tired. Well, I got some words for you. Okay, buddy?
All right. What did I do now?
Well, it's about last night. I went back and I listened again. And I got some words that I need to put at you. Last night was not intended to be an actual co-hosting open audition slot. It was not. It was a joke. It was a goof. You absolutely blew me away. You were fucking amazing. And
Thank you,
you've
man.
been amazing for a long time. You've been always great calling in. If I would have known you looked so hilarious in real life, we probably would have had this conversation sooner. I want to offer you the spot as my new co-host on Dead on Dave Live. Not the rest of the stuff.
Shit.
Nothing else.
No shit.
Yes. Nerd and the Jerk and everything else stays the same, but Monday through Thursday, you impressed me in a way that I didn't know I could be anymore. You have unbelievable chemistry with me. You seem to know exactly what I want at all times. You have a great sense of humor. You're musically talented in a way that I had no clue about. And I think that you would help bring Dead on Dave Live to the spot where I want it to be. So if you can make the times and if you got a proper microphone and you want to be on camera and all of that, I want to offer you that spot. What do you say?
Oh, man, you got me all sorts of fucking choked up right now. No, seriously, this is like, oh my God, dude. Thank you so much. And yes, I will take the job. And anytime you need me, I will make sure that I am available.
That's what I want to talk about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I appreciate that. I'm glad. Dude, everybody was good last night. I had fun with everybody. I had fun with Will. I had fun with Mystic. I had fun with Sparks, and Aeon wore a penguin mask. Everybody was good. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who have an immense amount of talent. But if you go back and you watch what you and I did, there's no question that there's something there. And I think that you can add so much to this show. And I am thrilled to have you aboard, man.
Oh my God, dude. You just made my entire fucking day. Like, you just made my entire fucking month, man.
No problem.
Like, oh, dude. All right. Just, I guess let me know, like, schedule-wise, what shows, when.
It'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, unless I'm doing some kind of Pokemon thing. The only question is 5 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes that does shift depending on my day, but I think I can probably end up locking in 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that a time that you can make consistently?
Yes, I can make it.
Sounds fucking good. We'll talk about the rest in a private DM, but I felt that you've been doing such a great job as just a caller, and then last night you took it to a whole nother level, and you don't have a problem being on camera, right?
No, I have no problem with it at all, man.
So all of that combined, I felt this was the time. And I wanted to bring you on air and do this publicly because You're awesome, brother. And I'm very.
Oh yeah, way to get me all fucking choked up in front of the audience. Now they're gonna think the new host is a little bitch pussy. Way to go.
You're welcome, C man. You're welcome. I like it. We're already getting a hashtag Dave Seaman. I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
Good shit, man.
All right, man. I'm gonna finish up my review. You have a really good day. I'll talk to you later on. Okay.
You too, brother. Thank you again.
No problem. There he is, C-Man, the official new co-host of Dead on Dave Live, and I am thrilled to have him aboard. All right, so let's get, I guess we go back to the review for just a quick second, and really the only thing that's left to do is declare a winner. It's SmackDown. There's no questions about it. SmackDown absolutely obliterated Raw. I think we can all be on board with that. Look, I'm not even going to take any calls. I'm not going to gild any more of the lily here. I don't think there's really anything else to say. I think we ended it on a really nice note by having that moment on the air. I think you guys got everything you needed out of the review. And hopefully you're going to be joining us on a new journey of C-Man and as the new co-host of Dead on Dave Live. All right. I kind of got choked up a little bit, to be completely. My wife's crying. I can't really do anything else because I'm a little choked up right now. And I'm very, very happy that he's happy with it as well. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for joining me right here on Dead on Dave Productions. We will see you next time. Keep it copious, folks. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the night. We got to go to the store. I want to do some Pokemoning. We might do some live streaming Pokemon. I might do another show tonight. Maybe C-Man makes his debut tonight. I don't know. A very good possibility. But I also have to record with Andre Corbeil as well. So lots of stuff happening. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Oh, I never changed over Raw to SmackDown. Oh, God. Son of a bitch. If you don't have talent, I don't know why I did it now. I'm all kinds of conflubbered. All right. If you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious, folks. And peace.